Mystery Skulls investigate Gravity Falls. Why not Gravity Falls investigate Mystery Skulls? Welcome to FictionRiot.
That joke isn't getting old at all.
Welcome to FictionRiot, and that's what we're doing today.
That joke was old the first time.
So, I'm going to assume that all you watching have seen the new Mystery Skull. Sorry about that. We had to move to the spider zone.
Sit down. Sit down right now.
The spider
Sit down in the washing machine.
All right, so we're gonna be We're gonna be reading Mystery Skulls Investigate Gravity Falls. Yuppers. I'm going to assume that all of you know what Gravity Falls is and and have seen the new Mystery Skulls Ghost animated music video. They're both pretty good. You should check them out. All right, I'm gonna start. And so I discovered the Mystery Skulls Ghost and completely fell in love with the song, the characters, the story, and the animation. My brain likes to take my current interests and throw them in a pit together. Oh. Not really. And this idea was just too good to just let it stew in my head. This is my first multi-chaptered fanfiction.
Too good.
It's 2 chapters.
Which is too good.
Also, this is currently unbetaed. I'm pretty good with spelling and grammar, but let me know if you spot anything. You mean freaking... There's a word for that. It's called proofreading. Not betaing.
It's baiting.
I'm pretty good with spelling and grammar, but let me know if you spot anything. Comments and critiques are much loved. Buy gold, buy... What? It says buy like purchase, gold, comma, buy like goodbye.
Buy gold, buy.
Buy gold, buy.
Bill Cipher felt something. Something strange that doesn't normally happen. A shift in something. A disturbance. He wasn't exactly sure what. Another rare occurrence for him. The atmosphere, the world, the physics, all close, but not quite.
Physics.
He would have to investigate closer, suspecting that it might be a bothersome pine tree with journal number 3, meddling in things he shouldn't, yet again. The dream demon vanished from the dreamscape in a flash of blinding white light to check on the mystery shack and the twin boy. What the hell was that? Vivi sat in the passenger seat of the Mystery Skulls van for a little over 5 minutes while Arthur floored it, trying to put as much distance between them and that haunted mansion. Mystery sat in the back, eyes widened at the dirt path as it flew past. Arthur flicked his eyes at Vivi briefly, then back to the road. He was sweating and still shaking from the whole ordeal. As soon as he saw the pulsating locket, he knew the truth had to come out. Keeping that night a secret from Vivi hurt him inside every time he looked at her. She didn't remember what happened, thanks to Lewis, he guessed.
It's a secret.
She jostled the ginger.
Because 2 people know about it.
She jostled the ginger! And the van
Except
swerved.
For Vivi.
And the van swerved of the road a little. Oh yeah, it's the return of the Ovs. Obviously enraged. Don't just sit there, answer me. What happened? What are you hiding from me? The locket that Purple Skeleton Ghost presented to her pulsated with a warm radiance. Her memory, having been wiped, starting to come back to her, slowly, triggered by that warm, lovely locket. You know something too, don't you, Mystery? She shouted, her anger rising with the silence. As soon as the small dog was satisfied they were not being followed, he patted to the front of the van carefully. Vivi, calm down, he said almost pleadingly.
He's a dog and can talk.
It's Scooby-Doo!
That sounds pleading. Thoth. Vivi, calm down.
Vivi, calm down! He said, almost pleadingly. Pleadingly.
There we go.
He wished that there was any other way around that confrontation, but he knew it was inevitable after their encounter with Lewis's ghost. What do you remember? The back of his head was thrumming slightly, a nagging feeling that wanted to stay hidden. Vivi clenched her hands in her lap, focusing on them and somehow seeing past them at the same time. All I remember is she started shaking, her heart aching for reasons she didn't know, her body trembling slightly, fighting back tears.
She was having a heart attack.
A cave, walking down a path.
An extreme amount of Halloween
candy. Her body
candy.
trembling slightly.
I thought Mystery was right behind me.
Everything trembling slightly.
I thought Mystery was right behind me. Lots of green fog, and she choked out a sob. Mystery placed a paw on her shoulder. Arthur's hands tightened around the steering wheel, the knuckles of his real hand turning white.
She needs to chill.
He wanted to comfort her, telling her it was a dream or something, stroke her blue hair, but he had to stay focused on the road, and to be honest, he was afraid of her pushing him away, rejecting his concern for her. It's okay. Don't force it. Mystery spoke softly, ignoring his own thoughts.
Don't force it.
And it was best for whatever lay hidden back there to remain that way. But then, Lewis, she said the name softly, as if she wasn't sure of his name. A scream, he fell, and now Vivi was crying, forcing down whimpers and bawls her body so desperately wanted to release. And suddenly the atmosphere changed, imperceptibly icy.
Her body wanted to release.
You need
And suddenly the atmosphere changed imperceptibly. We told Set this was a smut fic. He thinks it is. But there's more to it, isn't there? She asked, her tone shifting drastically as she remembered her previous inquiries. That dog shared a look with Arthur, willing him to tell her the truth. It would be better for the healing process if Arthur was the one who explained what happened up there on that cliff. Arthur locked his eyes on the road. Looking at her was the last thing he wanted to do. It was me, he said flatly, stealing his nerves. He stole them? No. It said stealing. I just love that expression. In any other circumstance, he would have found a way to weasel out of the topic to avoid conflict or confrontation. I pushed him. He didn't want to get into the emotions that he had been feeling at the time, the jealousy, the regret. Not right now. Phoebe's eyes widened, her pupils shrinking in shock. Her heart hurt so much, feeling like it could take no more. Yeah, dude, didn't you see in the video? Like, he was the only one not smiling in the flashback?
What do you mean?
Okay, at the beginning of the video, it shows all three of them in the car together, and they're all smiling at each other. But at the beginning of the flashback, Lewis, Vivi, and Mystery are all smiling at each other, and Arthur is in the back going like...
Because he's stupid, he sucks.
She whispered a single word, barely audible over the van, bouncing down the dirt road. Why? I don't know exactly.
No, it was like...
Why? I don't know exactly. Something came over me, possessed me. I pushed him. Then Mystery, he tore my arm off. Saved me from the demon that tried to take over my body.
Is that what happened? Because I don't...
He saved me, but he was too... Well, it was ambiguous, but it was...
It was ambiguous.
His arm got ripped off! Well, obviously.
I thought that it was just, like, possessed and that it just died of gangrene or something, and so he had to go get a new arm.
Gangrene?
Yeah.
Because his arm turned green. Saved me from the demon that tried to take over my body. He saved me, but he was too late to save. It was difficult for him to confess all this to Vivi like this. That's how I lost my arm. Not an accident. I don't remember that part.
Kind of an accident.
Mystery spoke up, trembling a little. I guess I just blacked out or something. It happens... I don't know. There was a quiver in his voice, horrified to learn that he had dismembered his best friend. Arthur had simply told him it was an accident. The ginger must have known he wasn't himself at the time.
The ginger.
The blue-haired girl was silent for a long time. 5, 10, 20 minutes staring at the floor. It was unnerving both Arthur and Mystery.
Arthur looked closer and noticed that her eyes were closed. She checked her pulse. Her pulse. She was dead.
Stop that man! I need some fresh air. I want to walk, she said, trying her best to steady her voice, gulping down large breaths of air. Arthur nodded. Sure, and the van slowly came to a stop. Vivi hopped out, closing the door behind her. Stay here. I want to be alone. She didn't look at him, just stared vacantly at the door handle. The ginger nodded again, but as soon as her back was turned, he looked at Mystery with pleading eyes, and the dog knew what he wanted.
What is with fan fictions and coming up with like a bunch of different like names for the same thing?
You have to say names a bunch.
I know, but I mean, like, you could just say...
Why are you wearing a quilt?
I don't know what you're talking about.
My foot keeps falling in the trash can. I'm getting real sick of it.
Hopping out of the passenger window, Mystery followed Vivi quietly down the path to keep an eye on her. Make sure she stayed safe in the darkened forest.
Stayed safe.
Sorry. His tail was tucked between his legs and he was scared, nearly quaking, but not... Quaking? Are you saying he's a Quaker?
Oh.
I got a kazoo yesterday, but then it broke. It was really sad.
Why? What did you...
The freaking... My spit washed... Or, my spit dissolved the glue that was keeping the little paper filter on.
That sucked.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna continue. His tail was tucked between his legs and he was scared, nearly quaking, but right now Arthur was counting on him to look after her. Dipper sat cross-legged on his bed, notepad in hand, pen in one hand, the journal in the other, resting on his knee. He was humming an awful lot, and shaking his pen the way he did when he was thinking hard about mysteries. It was late at night, about 11.
Since you guys can't see, this entire time I've been putting coins in.
Shut up.
It's your name.
Nubus's hair.
Nubus's hair.
He was humming an awful lot and clicking his pen the way he did when he was thinking hard about mysteries. Mysteries! I imagine. Whenever
Mysteries is in all caps every time it shows up. In the
yeah. Whenever Dipper says mysteries, he just does like
Mr.
Crocker.
Yeah,
Tell me a bedtime paradox.
It was late at night, about 11. Grunkle Stan didn't see the need to impose any bedtime or curfew on the twins, or rather found it too much of a hassle, and left them to their own devices after dinner, so long as they didn't disturb him. Mabel was swinging her legs back and forth, bopping her head to some tune she was playing inside her mind as she worked on another sweater to add to her collection.
Minor threat.
Oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, oh, yeah. This time I might just...
Oh, this time I might just... No, it's like Mabel's voice, freaking.
This time I might just... Her body stops and her body starts to tremble. She is ready.
Words and sounds would come out randomly, loud enough to hear, but quite enough to not be annoying. The younger twin turned a page in the journal, examining the bill. Stop eating all the chicken and biscuits.
They're mine.
Shut up. I don't have to hear, but...
You're in my house right now.
The younger twin turned a page in the journal, examining the bill cipher wheel, an image he had seen
The younger twin.
100 times.
The younger twin. The younger twin.
Trying,
one twin is younger
trying
than the
to
other.
figure out what the wheel
at
meant.
the same time.
No. Dipper was born like 3 minutes after Mabel was.
I don't really care.
I love how it's like...
It's a joke.
The dude released this information in a tweet. The guy who made the show. Tweet. Sorry. In case you don't know, the lyrics. Oh yeah. This time I might just. That's from the actual video. And
You could use the same
Mystery
lyrics
Skulls
in a
goes,
completely different song, and it would sound like what you just...
Oh yeah.
I could really sound really just like, oh, this time I might just disappear.
I'm free. The younger twin, blah blah blah, Bill Cipher wheel, an image he had seen 100. Don't! That's my icy! You rat bastard.
Literally.
I mean, dog bastard. Whatever.
Literally.
The fuck you.
Fuck you for being a different species, asshole. Yeah, let me put it away for you. Not the cap that I see. The Slurpee.
No.
Let me put it
No!
away for you.
No!
I won't drink it, I swear.
You are about to drink it. No! No! The worst of
I
crimes.
swear, I won't drink it.
The worst of crimes.
Not in a million years.
The worst of crimes.
We have the best recording thing.
Cherry is
You
the
will
best.
pay for this transgression.
Cherry is the best flavor of icy. Oh my god.
Hey guys, what's going on?
The Bill Cipher wheel.
Uncomfortable in one step.
Examining the Bill Cipher wheel, an image he had seen 100 times, trying to figure out
I'm trying to read.
what the wheel meant. He knew the symbols represented someone in Gravity Falls, but for what purpose? He had figured out all the obvious ones. Him being the pine tree, Mabel being the shooting star, etc. But who are the rest? Hang on! He said a little too loudly, causing Mabel to look up at him sharply, accidentally pricking herself with the needle she was working with. Ow! What is it? She asked, setting her project to the side. Mabel peered over Dipper's shoulder at the journal page while sucking on her finger. Did you figure something out?
Sucking on her finger.
Dipper shook his head furiously. Look! He tapped his pen, retracted at the page. He wouldn't dare make a single mark on the journal.
He was retracting.
Not until he learned what it all means. I didn't draw those. They just showed up on their own. Earlier today it was exactly the same as it was before, but now there's new symbols. Mabel looked closer at the symbols wedged in between the familiar ones. What looked like a scarf between the shooting star and a llama, a broken heart above the stitched one, and below, the pair of glasses, and another hand. This one with a normal amount of fingers, but lines where the joints would be. Between Dipper's pine tree and what Dipper suspected to be the symbol on Grunkle Stan's fez. Weird, she said slowly. Hold on. Weird.
No,
she
dude.
said slowly.
It's like freaking like harmony. Like go.
Weird. She said slowly. That's the end of chapter 1. Do we want to keep reading?
I don't know. See how long
No.
chapter 2 is.
Probably is about the same.
Maybe someone wanted to check before we start recording, guys.
Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Chapter 2.
And
Chapter
that's
2.
it. Why
Okay.
don't we come back
This
to
is
it?
an ongoing story. Okay, yeah, well, we'll check it out later.
Yeah, we'll come back to it next week, guys.
We'll come back to you guys next week.
That
See you
means
later.
never.
Be
We're
sure to
never
like,
doing
subscribe,
this
and comment.
I have
For
to.
liking, subscribing, and commenting.
I have to actually stop it. Bye.